can one build a tolerance to the DMT or to the MAOI? Or
it seems like you build up more and more of a sensitivity to it. So it seems like the more you ingest, the more sensitive you become to it in general. And so that even like over time, I need less and less to actually go into that state where I can feel the energy of the group in the room. And so I find that I need less and less, whereas I'm amazed at how some of our guests come here and will need, like, say, 2 doses to go into it. That's a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
I'd feel it for days if I was to ingest that.
Yeah. So on that, actually, you know, I've researched a little bit about some other retreat places, and I've heard stories from other people that have gone to other ayahuasca retreat centers, and some places, you know, the dose is determined by the shaman or by one person at the beginning of ceremony. That's the dose you're given, and that's and it's not possible to get another dose. But you guys seem to do it differently here, and I was just curious if you could tell us why. Or
we've played around with different standards with that for a long time, and we've kind of determined that there's a certain set dose that we want everybody to have their first night of ceremony. And then, based upon their own past history with ayahuasca, we'll either maybe offer a second dose on the first ceremony or not. After that, I'll tend to offer people as much as they would like on the second or consecutive ceremonies. Because I try to feel it out. We try to feel it out and see where they sit, as far as I factor in things like body weight and previous experience with psychedelics and ayahuasca in particular. And so, yeah, it's really just an individual basis. And I could see why some centers would want to just be like, okay, this is your dose, that if there is, we're not going to mess around with any of this, and it's going to be a really strong dose, and if that doesn't work, then I don't know what they do. But I want people to come a long way for this, so I want them to have a breakthrough experience, and so...
Yeah. I wonder if these other places, they just simply can't tend to all of the people in the Maloka. If there's 30 or 40 people, you know, that maybe it's just a way of just running a more efficient ceremony.
Yeah, I could see how it would be kind of involved in conversations if they tried to make it individual for everybody there. I've heard of places too, just like, you know, it's pretty much just come up and ask for it every hour, or they'll light a candle, and I've seen people go up as far as many as 4 doses, and
wow.
So,
Wow. Yeah.
With less people, we are able to individualize the experience for the person, or tailor the experience for the individual more, and spend more time with them, counseling, tell them about the history of the medicine, and help them process the experience. And I think that would probably be lacking at places that have larger groups, and probably not as many people on hand to really be there and help people through the experience. And things like Dosage play right into that, you know, because that's like something you want to go and talk to the people about, and see about their history and how they feel about it and how they're responding to the medicine. I've heard of other places not even wanting to talk about the experience at all with other people, and there's something to be said for that. So
yeah,
I think that people really need that connection, are looking for that, and are just amazed at this world that they're discovering, and want to connect with people on that level. And so, yeah, we'd like to offer that to people, and sort of lay a blueprint over that landscape that other travelers into that area sort of come back with that information.
So on that, is it a requirement for someone to have experience with other medicinal plants or psychedelics or ethnogens?
Before they come to work with ayahuasca?
Yeah.
No, we've taken people that have had no experience with any sort of medicinal plants, psychedelics, alcohol, anything. Have just led very pure lifestyles and come to the Amazon field call to to drink ayahuasca and to work with the medicine, and wow, to me it's amazing how sensitive their bodies are sometimes, and they just like so little goes so far. I think that there is something about really keeping one's body clean and free of pollutants and refined sugars and caffeines and saturated fats. It really does leave one's body open and receptive.
Mm. And so then on that, was curious about your thoughts about the Dieta. You know, there's the traditional Dieta of the bland, saltless, oilless diet, and I know you've have practiced that here before, but now you have a bit more of a looser, not as restrictive. And I was just wondering, you know, there's probably people that they do research on ayahuasca and they come in with a lot of different thoughts and expectations about the Dieta, but what would be just a kind of overall summary from your experiences here with Dieta?
We started out doing that research ourselves and adhering to the disciplines or the standards applied out there in a lot of other places with the bland diet, no spices, no fat, no oil sort of things, the rice, plantain, fish diet, and we found that the guests would grow weaker, more on edge, for sure, just because of their lack of diet. It's just their energy levels are going low. Their electrolyte balance is off and out of place. So, yeah, I could see why things such as refined sugars are indeed poisons and allow bacterial growth in the body very quickly, and it should be avoided in any situation. But I think that we have designed our diet here to keep people's energy levels up, to help them detoxify, which is really important through this experience, because we're going through a lot of processing. The challenges of the jungle are new to many people, and you want to keep people balanced with good food.
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of research in the areas of live enzymes and live organic raw foods, and try to go that direction as much as we can whenever possible.